September 1942. The air over Stalingrad hangs thick with smoke and snow. German artillery pounds the city day and night, tearing concrete into dust. Soviet defenders huddle in shattered buildings, rifles frozen in their hands. The Volga River behind them runs red, and the front line changes by the hour. This is the Battle of Stalingrad, one of the deadliest fights in human history. Over 2 million men will enter this city, fewer than half will leave. But let's change one thing. In the ruins of a bombed out factory among the rubble and the fire, a new figure swings through the smoke. Not a soldier, not a tank commander, but a masked man in red and blue. Spider-Man has arrived in Stalingrad. So what happens when one of Marvel's most agile heroes is dropped into one of the most brutal battles of all time? Could Spider-Man shift the tide of history, or is even the web slinger powerless against the chaos of war? It might not be as simple as you think. Peter Parker finds himself in the heart of the Eastern Front. No Avengers, no Stark tech, just his web shooters, enhanced strength, and the reflexes of a human spider. He's not armed like the soldiers around him, but he's faster, stronger, and more adaptable than anyone in this city. His spider sense warns him before each mortar hits. His agility lets him scale broken walls where no man could climb. His webs sling through shattered windows, turning ruins into a jungle of lifelines and traps. He can lift over 10 tons, hurl a man across a street, and dodge bullets like raindrops. He can sense danger before it strikes and move faster than any human eye can track. Against small squads, he's unstoppable, but this isn't a mugger in an alley. It's war. And war has no pattern. Stalingrad is a labyrinth of ruins. Soviet and German troops fight room to room, floor to floor. Snipers hide in chimneys, tanks roll through rubble, and the temperature sinks below freezing. The whole city is an ambush waiting to happen. Spider-Man swings through the skeletal remains of a grain silo as tracer fire cuts through the smoke. His webbing catches a collapsing beam, saving 3 soldiers trapped under it. He rips open a jammed steel door, pulling the wounded to safety. But the noise draws attention. A German squad spots him from the street and the hunt begins. 7 a.m. Artillery pounds the northern district. Mortar shells burst through factories, sending dust and brick raining down. Spider-Man moves across rooftops, dodging shrapnel with split-second precision. Each leap's a gamble. The next impact could come from anywhere. He dives into the street, flips over a burning truck, and fires twin webs that yank 2 machine gun barrels upward before they can fire. In a blink, he's behind the gunners, disarming and webbing them to the wall. Soldiers stare in disbelief as a man in red tights dismantles a squad faster than they can reload. German reinforcements flood the street. Dozens of soldiers, rifles up, open fire. Bullets crack through the air. Spider-Man flips rolls and ricochets between the walls, moving like a blur. Each web line pulls him through the maze as bullets tear holes in brick inches behind him. He drops into a basement bunker, catches his breath, and peers through the dust-filled light. His uniform is shredded. His shoulder burns from a grazing round. The serum-like metabolism that keeps him healing can't stop fatigue. His body is strong, but it's still human. 7:30 a.m. He spots a column of German tanks rolling toward the Volga. If they reach the river, the Soviet line collapses. He sprints across rooftops, launching himself from building to building until he's directly above the lead panzer. With a deep breath, he dives. Web shooters fire mid-fall, attaching to the turret. He swings behind the tank, yanks hard, and tears off a fuel hose in one motion. Gasoline spills into the snow. He plants a web grenade, a sticky explosive clump of compressed silk, and leaps clear as it detonates. The tank bursts in flames. But the victory is short-lived. The explosion draws machine gun fire from every direction. Spider-Man rolls into cover as bullets punch holes through the wall behind him. His spider sense screams, warning of incoming shells. He sprints down an alley, walls closing in until he bursts through a blown-out window and onto the next block. He doesn't stop. He can't. 8 a.m. Spider-Man swings above the front lines, firing webs that pull collapsed beams out of the street, clearing paths for advancing troops. He disarms the gun nests, drags snipers off rooftops, and turns German smoke cover against them, using his webbing to blind, trip, and disable entire squads. Every block captured is lost again hours later. Every victory costs more blood, and Spider-Man is wearing down. His web fluid cartridges are half empty, his reflexes remain sharp, but his stamina is fading. He hasn't eaten in 2 days, and the cold gnaws at him through the suit. He saves lives, but can't save everyone. A bombing raid hits the central square. He swings through collapsing buildings, catching falling debris before it crushes civilians. But a single shell levels an entire block before he can reach it. The blast throws him through a wall, knocking the wind from his lungs. When he opens his eyes, the world is spinning. His mask is half torn, his ribs bruised, his hands shaking. The spider sense hums faintly in the background, warning, always warning, but his body can barely respond. German reinforcements regroup for a new offensive. Fresh troops flood in from the west. Tanks, infantry, flamethrowers, everything the Axis can throw at the city. Spider-Man staggers to his feet. He's hurt, but not done. He webs his arm tight to steady the muscles, reloads his last cartridge, and climbs back into the ruins. Above him, tracer fire lights up the clouds like lightning. He swings through the shell fire, diving into the thick of it. He pulls soldiers from burning tanks, webs shut fuel lines off before they explode, and uses fallen girders like battering rams to block advancing troops. Every movement costs him. His breathing is ragged, his reflexes a fraction slower. The spider sense flickers, struggling against the chaos. He spots a group of German engineers setting demolition charges under a bridge, one that connects the last Soviet supply line across the Volga. Without it, the defenders are cut off completely. He sprints through open fire, diving under explosions, and tackles the saboteurs head on. A flamethrower roars, searing the ground inches from his boots. He webs the barrel upward, yanks the tank from the soldier's back, and hurls it into the river. The bridge survives for now. 10 a.m. Flames roll through the factories and the snow falls black with ash. Soviet troops retreat block by block, cornered against the river. Spider-Man moves among them, fighting, saving, pushing back. A shell detonates nearby, collapsing a wall and burying him in debris. For a moment, the world goes silent. Then, with a groan of strained metal, the rubble shifts. He claws his way out, covered in dust and blood. His mask is gone. His face is streaked with grime and smoke. He looks around at the devastation, at the soldiers still standing, at the ones who aren't, and forces himself back up. He swings toward the industrial district where the final stand is unfolding. German troops push through the factory lines, determined to reach the Volga. Soviet defenders dig in behind twisted machinery, and Spider-Man drops into the heart of it. 12 p.m. The fighting is hand-to-hand now. No lines, no tactics, just chaos. Spider-Man weaves through it all, fists and webs moving faster than eyes can follow. He pulls wounded soldiers to cover, disarms grenades mid-throw, and redirects tank shells with webbings anchored to cranes and rebar. Each impact rattles through his bones. Each hit slows him more. He's bleeding through the suit, his muscles screaming with exhaustion. Still, he doesn't stop. He swings up onto a half-collapsed smokestack, fires his last web line, and pulls it taut. The line snaps a falling beam into a row of enemy soldiers, buying seconds for the defenders below. The blast that follows knocks him from the tower. He hits the ground hard. For a moment, everything goes dark. Spider-Man stands amid the ruins of Stalingrad, snow falling through smoke and fire. His suit is torn, one lens shattered, his body trembling from exhaustion. The web shooters are spent, and every muscle in his body aches. He's still standing, but barely. He's one man who fought like 1,000. 1 p.m., the city falls silent. The German advance is broken. Soviet banners rise again over the rubble. The Battle of Stalingrad belongs to the Red Army. So, could Spider-Man have changed the course of the war? Yes, but not alone. His presence would have saved hundreds trapped under fire, turned ambushes into rescues, and stalled enemy armor long enough for the Soviets to regroup. But even with his strength, speed, and sense, he's still just one man in a sea of millions. The cost would be heavy. The city would still burn. But victory might have come a little sooner, remembered forever not just for the blood and rubble, but for the hero who swung through the smoke and fought until the very end. Or what do you think would have happened? And if you want to see what happened when Captain America fought at D Day, click the video on the screen now.